The bank called on a Tuesday afternoon while I was reviewing quarterly reports. The woman on the line sounded patient, almost sympathetic. She said the balance slowly, carefully, as if she assumed I'd misheard the first time. $523,000, a mortgage. 30, 2 days past due. In my name. I didn't interrupt her. I didn't laugh. I just asked for the property address. It wasn't mine. It was my sister's. The email arrived 5 minutes later. Loan documents. Borrower listed me. Digital signature time-stamped 11 months earlier. My employer listed correctly. My income slightly outdated, but close enough to be believable. I stared at the signature. It looked like mine. Too much like mine. That night I drove to my parents' house instead of going home. I didn't call first. I didn't rehearse anything. They were eating when I walked in. My sister was there too, scrolling through her phone. I got a call from the bank, I said. No one reacted the way innocent people do. My mother put her fork down carefully. My father leaned back in his chair. It's just paperwork. He said, "You're not really responsible. It's temporary." Temporary. I looked at my sister. She wouldn't meet my eyes. "You put me on a $500,000 mortgage," I said. Not loudly, just accurately. "You're the stable one." My mother replied, as if that explained everything. "The bank wouldn't approve her loan. We were going to tell you." When? When it was settled. It was settled. The payments had stopped. My sister finally spoke. "You're not going to let me lose the house over a technicality." Technicality. That word stayed with me longer than the number. On the drive home, I started reconstructing things. The time my father asked for my tax returns for insurance comparisons. The day my mother needed my digital signature for pre-approval paperwork. The jokes about how I was the reliable investment. I had always thought that was affection. It turns out it was strategy. I didn't yell the next day. I didn't threaten anyone. I called a lawyer. Not to sue them, just to understand what had happened to me. The lawyer was calm, precise. "If you didn't knowingly consent," she said, "this qualifies as mortgage fraud. You have options." Options. I hadn't realized I needed those. She explained the affidavit process, signature verification, formal dispute. It would trigger a compliance review at the bank. It wouldn't be quiet. "You need to decide," she said, "whether you're protecting your family's comfort or your legal identity." That sentence split something open in me. I filed the affidavit. 3 days later, the bank's fraud department contacted all listed borrowers. The call was recorded. They explained there was a dispute regarding authorization and that signature irregularities were under review. They outlined potential legal exposure if misrepresentation was confirmed. The tone shifted in my parents' house immediately. My father called first. "Why would you escalate this?" he demanded. The calm was gone. "I didn't escalate," I said. "I reported." What could have handled it internally? There was nothing internal about a federal loan instrument. My sister texted in a panic about foreclosure timelines. I didn't argue. I forwarded her the compliance officer's email. Authority had entered the room. And authority doesn't respond to guilt. 2 weeks later, the bank confirmed inconsistencies in the digital signature verification. They couldn't conclusively assign intent without further investigation, but they froze my liability pending resolution. Translation, I was no longer immediately responsible for payments. They required the primary borrower, my sister, to refinance independently within 60 days or risk acceleration of the loan. My phone rang that night. "We need your help," my mother said. It was the first honest sentence anyone had spoken. I replied, "On one condition, silence. You refinance. You remove my name formally, in writing, within 60 days. And if we can't?" My father asked. "Then the bank proceeds without me." It wasn't revenge. It was perimeter. The house didn't go into foreclosure. My sister scrambled. My parents liquidated savings. They co-signed in ways they hadn't wanted to before. Funny how risk feels different when it's yours. The refinance closed on day 57. I received official confirmation of release from liability. I printed it, not out of spite, out of closure. Family dinners resumed eventually, but something structural had changed. They no longer asked for my documents casually. They didn't joke about me being the responsible one. They didn't assume access. My sister avoids financial conversations entirely now. When she speaks to me, it's careful. There's no dramatic apology. No cinematic reconciliation, just distance. I locked my credit reports, changed passwords, updated beneficiaries, quiet administrative acts that felt like reclaiming my own name piece by piece. The strange part is I don't feel triumphant, I feel older. I always thought being dependable meant being trusted. Now I understand it also makes you usable. What I did next didn't destroy my family. It clarified it, and for the first time, my stability belongs to me.